here and give us a call at 600-KFMA at 600-5362, and our expert panel will weigh in on your F My Life situation, and we may even hook you up with something. So let's get right into it. We got Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets, Mari, and Rico. First email sent to me by, he's going to go by Gonzalez, and this is why. He said, hey, Beef, today my girlfriend said she would give my penis a name. Gonzalez. I asked her why she wanted to name it that, and she said, because he's speedy. Speedy Gonzalez. F My Life, what do you say, Rico?
Like he gets to where he's going fast?
The penis does, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, the big baby, I guess.
Okay, all right. What do you say, Mari?
You know what? If she's not unhappy with it, then big baby. But if she is unhappy with it, then FML.
Okay. What do you say, Shane?
I would say this is the one time in my life I'd rather be identified as Slow Poke Rodriguez.
Right. That's the thing. It's kind of like
callback.
a jab at his performance, his manhood kind of thing. So no guys wants to hear that.
Especially from his girl. I want to say it's an F My Life. You know, it's a little rude. It makes you feel like, oh.
Yeah.
I'll take Longhorn, Bighorn.
Right. And I don't want to beat a dead horse with this Blue Chew endorsement, but they say, it helps you last longer. All right. Next F My Life email said, I'm ashamed of ever having become a parent, and this is anonymous, after I found out my daughter had been leading an online bullying campaign against a girl at her school who has disabilities, both mental and physical. Some of the language she was using in the online messages were just disgusting and unforgivable. This is a pain for a parent to find out that you're raising a little demon child, or you get so outraged of your own kid. I would hate you if you weren't my blood.
I know.
That's heavy.
F
My Life. What do you say, Shane?
This is an F My Life in the not funny way. It's just it sucks. It sucks as a parent. It's like I was a total jerk when I was younger too. I'm sure, but hey, I turned out okay, so there's hope.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope that the daughter in question is young and learns a good lesson from this. But this is also a reality check for parents and to be on top of this, especially when it comes to kids online.
I know.
They need to work on their self-esteem. That's why they bully people.
Yeah, I hate social media for kids, dude.
It sucks.
We'll move forward, but definitely an F My Life. All right. Today, a woman from my office called asking who was in. This is sent to me by Stephanie. She said, the only other woman was in the office, and I couldn't remember her name, so I had to awkwardly guess random names while both women listened, obviously aware of what was going on.
Oh.
You ever have a brain fart like that, Mari?
Yes, I do all the time, and it's the worst. So FML.
Yep.
Yeah, you say the same, Rico.
Yeah.
Shane?
Yeah, I've literally done it twice to people in the last 2 weeks where I called them the wrong name, and they look at me weird. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm having a stroke.
My bad.
It happens. We
It
just
does.
blank out. And I honestly, it's so relatable. So F your life for sure. And it will probably happen again. So, all right. Final F My Life of the day. Let's see. I got to choose between two. This one's a little funnier. This was sent to me by Melissa. She said, today my boyfriend found an empty snail shell. I tried messing with him by saying that the snail had turned into a slug like caterpillars turn into butterflies. He quickly replied, yeah, I know. I'm not a tard, babe. and said that he'd been taught all that and more back in school. What the actual hell?
Wow.
So just found out that, you in fact are dating a dummy. But he's trying to flex.
The sad part about that is I had to think about that for a second.
Wait,
do that? No, they don't.
They don't. No, that's slugs and snails are two different things.
They should, though.
I mean, they're related.
Yeah.
Well, now we know. We all learned something together. But F My Life for her, we'll start with Shane.
It's more an FML for him than her.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's too dumb to know his life stuff, though. So, ignorance is bliss.
That is the perfect level of stupidity.
Yeah.
It's where you're just dumb enough to think everything's going your way and never be able to realize otherwise.
Story of my life, bro. Story of my life.
Arrogant stupidity.
Yeah, didn't you just send me something on that? Yeah, on Instagram the other day, talking about you're envious of people who are ignorant enough to...
people make 10 times more than you because they're not smart enough to know they don't.
Yeah. And essentially, why am I here today with the job that I have today? Because I was dumb enough to be like, I could do that, and just didn't stop until I'm doing it. So, sometimes ignorance leads to success. See, I can't even say success.
There you have it.
All right, let's hit the reset. When we come back, we want to hook you up with up to $100. I'm so afraid of success that I can't even say success. I learned that today.
Mhm.
Good morning, everybody. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Good morning, Mari. Looking adorable as usual. Same thing goes to you, Rico.
Oh, you.
And everybody on the stream, keep those comments coming. Herb Stratord's going to be joining us here in a little bit, and we're going to, cover a lot of stuff here and this jam-packed podcast broadcast with Would You Rathers and F My Lives, which we already started off with one. And more. So we'll start off with this video I want to share. Everyone's trying to be the Hawk Tua girl. Now, the Hawk Tua girl just had her million. She wasn't on social media, and then she got on social media after viral fame and already has 1 million followers. So basically, in the way that it works in the world today, she's pretty much set for life. Hawking bullshit, Timu stuff on her Instagram page. Right. So here's a girl, another hot blonde.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see how this worked out and see if she'll have the same success.
Do you like spitting on that thing?
It's got to be super wet, so of course it's got to be fucking.
No. Do you like pretend this is my weenie? Pretend this is my weenie. Do you like spitting on it? What do you spit on it? She is a freak.
I get that fucking glock.
Show it.
She says she tried to go glock. Yeah. See, it's cringe.
It is
yeah.
trying too
Show
hard.
the camera how you
Yeah.
do
No
it.
charm. There's no
Do it.
They
charm.
don't need to
No
see
charm.
that shit. They don't need to see that shit.
But I really want to. Oh shit.
Oh, God damn, man, look.
She needs a cock tour.
Oh, drug people.
Oh my God.
That girl should go more viral than this one.
I know.
Oh.
Okay, well, now she's a pro. She always
Call her
carries
the
a hair clip.
hot goblin.
All right, let's get on the air. I know. Rock 102.1 KFMA. In fact, actually, I mean, since there already is a parody video of that, I don't want to make you do a parody video of that, but we could easily, parody the Hawk Tua girl who just got 1 million followers on Instagram just for doing nothing and basically just talking about a cliche of what you should do in the bedroom, which by now I think every modern woman knows the tricks and tips. Even the married women out there. They know them. They might not use them, but they know them, right? That's fair.
I want to see like a Puritan version of it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
what do you do to the man? Like, I treat him well. I respect him. All
All
calm.
I give him a slow pat.
Yeah.
Boop, boop.
Thank you for providing for us.
Well, honestly, no, you know what we should do, actually, because I know I could be the male equivalent of that. Not the Hawk Tua, but I would do the DJ scribble. I give her the DJ scribble. Wicka, 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 wicka. Yeah. Have you ever
The wicka,
gotten the
wicka?
DJ scribble? Like, you ever
Like
been
2
remixed?
hands? Like,
Yeah. Chicka, 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 choo. Unlock.
Just
Chicka,
like
choo.
But you have to make sure it goes on a
Remix.
t-shirt. Is it chicka chicka? Wicka wicka?
Wicka, wicka. We'll say wicka, wicka because
Okay.
you want to
Wicka?
make it. Yeah. Wicka, wicka, wicka.
WICKA?
Wicka wicka wah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we're going to double check the spelling, I mean, it's a made up
We gotta
sound
think
word.
merch, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll get that going. But chicka, 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 and yeah. Give him the
Yo,
DJ
girl,
remix.
you want the Ferris Bueller girl?
Yeah.
That's her list.
Exactly.
I give her that Ferris Bueller
baby.
remix.
Yeah.
You like that? See,
Mhm.
not too many guys will go do 2 hands, and you can't see it. What the technique is, but it's good. Trust me, I'm all wax on, wax off, real quick. Yeah. Follow me for more sexy tips. Hey, let's get outraged real quick.
Let's do it.
Okay, in 2025. We're not going to have mini bottles of shampoo or lotions at hotels. It's starting in New York. Okay.
No.
So the good news is it's in New York. Okay. But the bad news is, they're trying to lead the charge to take away the mini, not condiments, but accessories that you would receive when you just stay at a hotel.
The perks.
Yeah. These are the perks. And honestly, if you're going to spend an arm and a leg getting a hotel room, the least you can get is free shampoo samples and all that stuff. So, yeah. Well, they're banning this. The mini shampoos, conditioners, body washes, lotions, anything in plastic containers at hotels or motels with more than 50 rooms, banned.
What?
Yes.
Rubbish.
The new state law is aimed to help reduce waste. And they say small bottles refer to any bottle less than 12 ounces. But if you're like me or any of my family, when we take those bottles from the hotel rooms, they're keepsakes.
Oh yeah.
They don't find their way to the trash
they
ever.
don't go to eBay or anything.
Stay in
It's
a
just
drawer.
Yeah, they stay in a drawer.
forever.
Yeah, I mean,
You have a guest over once, maybe a year. You're just like, oh yeah, I got some
There you
shampoo for you.
yeah, I have those in my possession longer than I have baby photos. So it's not wasteful.
I'm surprised they're not doing that thing they do with like the alcohol in the room where they like charge if you take it off that pressure plate or whatever.
Yes.
The water,
Mm.
just do it with those things. Like
Yeah.
the Indiana Jones trap.
Well, that's coming too. It's all about these hotels wasting. But like I said, considering that it's going to cost so much money to stay at hotels, usually that you need to get these amenities. And I feel robbed if I don't have that. And especially since you can't even fly with, a shampoo bottle. And then,
Yeah.
and it's hard to find those minis.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big shampoo trying to keep us down, man.
I'll give you an example. So they're going to ban that in New York. And of course, we know that hotel rooms are expensive in New York. I was looking at hotel rooms in San Diego because my buddy Aaron's going to be getting married there in September. So a little destination wedding. And they're like, oh, we got little room packages. So check these out. And I'm like, cool, this kind of rooms. I look at it. It's San Diego, of course. Rooms are $300 a night.
Ooh.
I know. Like,
Oof.
dear Lord.
That's on the quote unquote low end.
Yeah, dude, that's not even the
Like,
side that's
jeez.
facing the pool.
Right.
Yes, there are more expensive rooms. And I'm like, damn, San Diego, you expensive. But, that's not even during Comic-Con. Of course, the San Diego Comic-Con is the largest Comic-Con in the world.
Mhm.
Oh,
It
yeah.
basically was the Comic-Con that started it all. Now there's all these knockoff Comic-Cons all over the country. Well, it's such a massive event. San Diego is having what they're calling a hotel apocalypse.
Whoa.
Yes. So each year, a hotel space is so sparse that there has to be a lottery to get a room. And the lottery is referred to as the hotel apocalypse. And during the lottery, those who were able to secure rooms can get rooms between $326 and $420 a night.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's not even for a good hotel. Now, if you try to find a room downtown, you're looking at about $548 or $1,184 a night.
Ah.
Yeah, just to nerd out and
Yeesh.
maybe get some Marvel exclusives.
Mhm.
Right
Ay.
now, currently Comic-Con is signed to San Diego Convention Center through 2025, but that partnership could come to an end if the price gouging continues to escalate, because this is a problem that even Comic-Con is recognizing right now. So the world famous San Diego Comic-Con might not be in San Diego for much longer if they continue to try to basically cash grab and take advantage of the flocks of people that come out there. But it's one of those weird scenarios where it's supply and demand, right?
Mhm.
You got the demand,
Mhm.
and you can sell out every hotel room within like a 100-mile radius within San Diego during this nerd fest. And they're just like, well, hey, if these guys are nerds, they probably have decent jobs.
Yeah.
Let's charge the hell out of them. It's messed up.
It's to the point where I would be the nerd that's in a tent
I know,
on the
right?
street, be like,
Camp out.
I'm doing the medieval thing.
Yeah.
I'm going full character here.
Absolutely. Cosplaying
Right,
as homeless in
just
San Diego.
Exactly.
Seems like it's a fun ride for a couple days at least. And if you're spending $1,184 for a single night, how big of a shampoo bottle do you want in return?
Oh.
Huge.
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 Yeah.
The biggest shampoo
Substantial
bottle.
for sure.
Yeah. Family size at least.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. With gold flakes in it.
Yeah.
For real.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
That's our soft story to start off the day, but we got a whole bunch to get to on the podcast broadcast that's a little too hot for radio, including your Would You Rathers. And Herb Stratord's going to be in studio talking all things coming to theaters and streaming services this week. So you can join us, youtube.com/BeFegan, or keep it right here because we'll be back after music from Chevelle on Rock 1 2.1. Clear. Yeah, it's brutal. So I thought the $300 a night was rough, which it is.
No, it's a lot.
But I'm going because for two reasons. First and foremost, I've never been in a position to be able to go to a destination wedding for one of my friends. I've always had to work, like had a gig, and B, and more importantly, just couldn't afford it. Right. And it always pissed me off. My friends are like, oh, we're getting married in Cabo. Come. I'm like, go fuck yourself. So mad, right? Now, San Diego is going to be beautiful in September. And then, of course, I don't want to go solo. So, I asked my best friend, Corey, if she would ride with me and be my wedding date. So she will. And we're going to have a great time because that's my party buddy. So I'm like, yeah, this will be worth the investment. I'm basically just getting another credit card, put it on my credit card, and I'll be paying it off for a little bit. And then on my other credit card, I'll be booking another weekend in Rocky Point in October, and I'll be paying that one off until 2026. And yeah,
Get those points.
Tomorrow's
I
problems.
know.
Oh, we get points too?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wait, do you have a card with points? You should get a card with points.
I don't know.
Points.
I got a
Pro
point.
tips.
I got a card with the low interest rate of like 35%.
35%.
No.
They told me it was a
like-
good deal.
Yeah, I said you're in luck, and I'm like, all right, I believe
0
you.
to 35% in 6 months. Like that. Oh, sold.
Yeah,
I'm in.
nice. What could go
I'm in.
wrong? Let's get another one then. And another one.
Well, you know, it's pathetic too. It's like when you do have the chance to go overseas one time and stay at like a destination wedding, which I did in 2018. Over in like Bali, it's like you pay like if you pay 3 months ahead of time, we're talking like $600 for a trip, like a plane trip round flight, which is killer. Because you consider
600
from here to Detroit would be like $700-800 round trip.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, that's insane. But then you get to stay at a hotel hostel or like a villa they have there. You're paying like $700 for a week and a half.
Whoa.
For like the VIP experience. Like
Where's this at?
Southeast Asia. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
people travel there and stay there. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah, that's
I go
why
to
you
San
stayed there.
Diego. Well, I mean, yeah, I go to San Diego, pay double that. It's like,
right.
bummer.
And Todd, he's calling me out. Destination wedding here is totally a matter of perspective. Okay, so San Diego's not too much of a destination for you. I say anything outside of your city limits is a destination.
Sure.
If it was in like Mesa, I would consider it a destination wedding. You know, drive more than 2
Destinations
hours.
let you make it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where I'm at. It's still going to cost me $2,000. I think in total, because you know the hotel.
2 nights?
3 nights. I'm gonna go out there like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They have it, so it's like sorry, that's the email sound effect. They have it set up to where I would have Thursday night, they have their little like happy hour, like hellos, you know,
Right.
like meet and greets, and then Friday's the actual like wedding reception, right? And then Saturday, what's cool is they got like a little like brunch that is with everybody. And I don't know everybody that's involved in this wedding, so I'll meet some people. But luckily, like Corey is like a social butterfly, so like that's like
You'll
my,
mer- yeah,
yeah.
you'll
When
mingle.
I go out with her, it's like we're cool. Like we'll go out and make friends with everybody and basically try to steal the show. Be like, fuck your wedding, we're the stars.
Haha.
But it's for Hannah and Aaron, who I worked with the Roadrunners, and just a great couple and super fun. They're
Mhm.
brewers and stuff. So you know we're gonna be drinking a lot.
I was going to
That's
say, you're
guaranteed.
going to be drinking enough to justify the cost. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
$2,000 worth of booze.
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. I'm gonna be basically getting smashed for 3 days straight, eating
Right.
some seafood in between, and you know, and I like I have a cousin who has a condo out there. Maybe see him and his wife. Got some friends out there too. Maybe see them. So yeah, try to make it a little mini vacay.
It'll be fun.
Mhm.
Weddings are so fun.
I know. I love weddings. And here's another thing too, because Aaron asked me initially to be a DJ at his wedding, and I ghosted him on it.
Mm.
And then he followed up. He's like, "Hey man,
What's up?
yeah, will you do this? I'm trying to pay you." And I'm like, "I'll be honest with you, man. I don't really do that anymore, and I kind of suck at being a wedding DJ, legitimately. So I didn't want the burden of potentially fucking up your best day, you know,
Mhm.
or Hannah's. It's like it really doesn't matter about you, dude. I know you don't really care, but Hannah does. You know, the bride always cares. This is something that they've literally been dreaming about since they were a toddler. So I don't want to be the reason why I went to shit.
He kept playing Mambo number 5 over and over.
Yeah.
Ruined the
So,
wedding.
so I rather spend $2,000 to be a part of it than, you know, get paid $1,000 to participate and work it, you know. Too much responsibility. Plus, you know,
That's the best angle to play, too.
Oh, yeah.
well, it
It's
was
a true angle, but I mean, it's a good one. 'Cause it's like you can't refute that.
I was super 100% honest on it, and that's what it was. I just had to be real, and I was like, dude, you know, like I love you. I want to be there, but I don't want to be there in any kind of capacity that might fall back on me
Mhm.
for messing anything up. You know, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be dressed to impress.
Yep.
Looking good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, hell, even if like Corey's my best friend, so we could wingman each other
Mhm.
if we wanted to go out get some San Diego Strange. You know, we could potentially
Some
do
of that
that.
beach
You're
strange.
sharing a room, though, right?
We are sharing a room, so it
Double
might get
beds?
awkward. But you know,
One bed?
no, I'm gonna do double beds unless we have to do a king and whatever. We shared beds before; it's not a big deal. It would be a big deal if we both brought someone
Yes.
home. Yeah. But I will tell you this, and she'll deny this story, but one time, ironically, my buddy Tim and Melissa, they live out in San Diego now, but we were partying one night, and we all crashed at Tim and Melissa's house. They were downtown, and Corey picked up on a dude. And so then I pass out on the couch at some point, and I'm like chainsaw snoring, right? Like I know this because I wake myself up from my snores because I'm on my back, and the way that I'm like kind of pressed against this couch was the worst part of me laying. So it's like super loud, uncomfortable snoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wake myself up. It's the middle of the night, morning, I should say, around like 4:35 in the morning. And I wake up and I hear something behind me on some like an air mattress. Is Corey full blown banging this guy guy that she picked up on?
Air
this
mattress banging.
Yeah. And it's like without a doubt it's sex. And I'm like, and like they know I'm awake because I went from sawing trees to like silence.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I gotta pretend I gotta get back to sleep ASAP, but I gotta make them feel like I'm asleep. So then I started fake snoring. Yeah, just to be like, just to try to cover up the fact that I was awake.
Amazing.
Until I fell back asleep again.
Oh, you actually did fall back asleep.
Yeah, well, luckily I was so drunk and hungover that it was like the only way. I fake snored for a good like 5 minutes.
That's funny.
Where I'm awake on shoot.
Like you're really selling it.
Yeah.
Doing a full blown like
I'm not awake hearing this right now. Oh, and it's weird because Corey's like my sister, right? So I don't even want to hear this. So it's one of those things, and it worked. And she thought I was sleeping until I told her, like, no, actually, I know that you fucked that dude for a fact.
Yeah. I like the gap of time, like 15 seconds, and right back to intense snoring too.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, no, because I realized right away. I was like, I'm awake, and they're fucking, and I know I was snoring. I was like conscious. I was able to put it all together very quickly. And even though I had to pee, I was like, fuck it, fake snore, let's go. And that's what I did.
You pee the bed just to sell it too. I was so drunk, I pissed that bed. I definitely didn't hear you guys banging.
Yeah, it's so funny. Stormy just emailed me and said she's a travel agent. Okay, yeah, so maybe she could hook me up. But well, she's like, I'll see what I can find. But yes, you're probably looking at $300 a night anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I appreciate that.
You want some Blue Chew,
Stormy? Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna stay at the hotel where everyone else is staying at too. So it's a group rate. It's a nice kind of like.
Oh, you have to call them up and be like, I'm this couple's hallway.
No, there's a link. They made it super simple.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, it's going to be basically part of friends and family package. So we're going to kind of sell out this whole room so that whole hotel should be basically people partying for the wedding.
Crazy.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like a dorm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You gotta stay at that place.
You gotta stay at that place, right? I mean, and my other option was, and I tried to discreetly, because my cousin, he does well for himself. Him and his wife, they're both in the real estate game. And so last year I went out 4th of July in San Diego for family, and they have a condo out there, and they basically just bought this condo to buy property, invest in property, but they also live in Paradise Valley in Scottsdale. So they don't stay at that condo all the time. So I texted Miranda, my cousin's wife, and I was like, hey, it looks like I'm going to be out in San Diego like this weekend. Are you going to be around? I basically,
Feelers.
What I was hoping for, and I couldn't ask, but I was hoping for the response like, oh, no, actually, we're going to be here this weekend, but if you want to stay for free, Didn't get that offer. In fact, actually, I'll tell you what she responded back, and she's super sweet, but was not the answer I was looking for, to be honest.
That's funny. Were you looking for a place? You're like, no. I just want to see how you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, she's like, hey, cuz, I'll let you know. That would be fun. Happy 4th. I'm like, oh.
No response.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I hearted it.
No free place to stay.
Yeah, because their
Day.
place that they stay, I'm talking about my cousin's condo in San Diego, is in a high rise downtown, right outside. It's in that not Little Italy area, but one of these famous like neighborhoods in downtown San Diego. You probably know, you're affluent.
Affluent.
Not effluent. That's totally different than affluent.
I said affluent.
Okay.
Affluent.
One of those afflus.
Yeah. You don't have any flus?
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not one of those Tucson people that go to San Diego all summer long. But yes, I'm aware of that place.
You've been downtown on that
San
stuff, right?
Diego.
San
You know what
Diego.
In fact, actually, I want to start off when we get on the air. Speaking of San Diego, this little tidbit about Anchorman that a lot of people don't know about.
Oh.
I read that this morning. That was so interesting.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. And then, of course, you got movies. So we're going to be talking some of these movie reviews, but I do want to record a segment for the lead movie, the one that you want people to see most. Is there one?
Well, I think we should probably do Long Legs because that's the one that's getting the most buzz. That's Nick Cage horror movie. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll record that on our stream here, but I'm going to play that tomorrow morning in the 7 o'clock hour as well. So we double up the Herb. Right. You know, because look, if I was, I don't know, some kind of egomaniac, like selfish dick of a DJ, I would relegate you to, a time of airtime where a less amount of people listen because, they're working, right? But if I was a homie, like a good friend who has like a working relationship of 8 years, I would brand you and let you be a part of the show during different drive time areas where you reach a larger audience. Yeah. And that's why we double up on the Herb.
It's all about Herb.
It's 100% Herb.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, Beef, why are we doing this so much work? He's like, because Herb deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, and double up on the Herb. Look at this, what I brought you all the way from Amsterdam. I brought you guys some chocolate bars.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best.
That's how I roll.
You are the best.
That's how I roll.
Oh, well, then you get 2 segments. You could do Half My Life with us too. Oh, we're gonna do Would You Rather's as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna be all over the 7 o'clock hour.
What it means, you bear cakes.
I love the colors.
I know, right? Isn't it cool?
Yeah. So what is it? There is no weed in this, right?
No, it's from Amsterdam, but there's no weed in it. No.
Okay. Let's see what Amsterdam chocolate tastes like.
It was great. We had a wonderful time.
You always come with the goodies. Dude.
2 weeks. Unfortunately, our son who was traveling with us got sick in Amsterdam. You've never experienced Amsterdam when you have to go find a doctor.
Oh, no. You had to go to a doctor.
You had to go to a doctor. You had to get prescriptions, everything. But yeah, we were in Amsterdam, in Berlin, Munich, and Salzburg, Austria. So great trip. Lots of train time and lots of crazy soccer fans, but saw some amazing stuff. And yeah, how's the chocolate?
Good.
I think that was good in Dutch.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'll give you a review here in a little bit.
All right.
Because there's a sweetness. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a sweetness to it.
Oh.
That's like a little fruity, but like I can't put my finger on it.
It has gold.
It's gold. I like gold.
I like gold.
We got about 13 seconds here.
All right. Chew.
Foreign candy.
I know. It's like
that's what
melty,
it is. Milk chocolate with butter, biscuit pieces, and freeze-dried raspberry pieces.
Oh.
Wow.
You called
Fancy.
it.
My palate is on point. You know that. Yeah.
I know fruit.
There's some scent of fruit in there. And we got Herb Stratord in the studio hanging out with us on the podcast broadcast. He just gifted us some chocolate from Amsterdam that doesn't have weed in it.
Allegedly.
Well, hopefully. Because I just mouthed a bar.
It's got PCP in it.
Typical Herb.
Get ready for a 12-hour podcast, everybody. We're talking about a potential trip to San Diego, as Herb said, and it reminded me that I came across this story before we talk about movie releases that are happening this weekend. Unknown little fun fact about the classic movie Anchorman, which everybody loves, right? The one thing I've always wanted to be a part of is a test screening audience, right? Have you ever been a part of test screenings?
I haven't, and I'm always like, how do you do that? Like, how do you hear about it? How do I get on that list?
I have.
Have you?
You have?
Yeah, when I was a kid, Flubber. It was in the Tucson Mall.
Okay.
Yeah,
Robin Williams
they found
movie?
us, and then we got to go watch the whole movie and give us give them our.
So they discreetly did this. So they went on location and they would just grab people from the Cineplex and say, "Hey, you want to see a movie?" In a very creepy way.
Wow.
In the mall, actually, and you go in this back room.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
So you wasn't even in the theater?
No.
Ugh.
Oh wow.
Well, that's gonna make me not like the movie in general. If I'm in this fluorescently lit, back room where it's almost reminds me of being in school and watching a movie when the teacher's hungover.
Watching a 20-inch screen too.
Yeah.
Right. Not flat panel, not plasma, nothing.
You got them watching your movements on the clipboard. They're like, oh yeah, she likes that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, so you watched Flubber. Did you recall when it came out and hit theaters? And this is Flubber with Robin Williams.
Yes.
All right. Any differences from the screening that you saw
and
the movie that was released? Yeah, because that's why you want to get to be a test audience, because you get to see basically things that don't make it to the final product.
I don't recall.
Okay.
Oh man.
Well, Anchorman had test audiences, and I thought, they pretty much were going to be knocking it out of the park with anything that they attempted, but apparently they did not stick the landing. The whole cinematic scene where the panda gives birth at the zoo and the news team fights bears was actually a second attempt at bringing the film to a satisfying conclusion. In a recent interview with Will Ferrell, he said the original movie ended with Christina Applegate's character getting kidnapped by a radical vigilante group, and then the rest of the news team coming to a rescue. But they tested it with audiences and it flopped. So the quote was, "We just lost the audience. We had to basically reshoot the ending and took them about 5 days to do it."
Interesting.
It's interesting because it's pretty much the same ending, but different.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Bear pit.
Yeah. But I think what they were saying was that audiences responded more to the team, right? They wanted the team, and that was the thing. Everybody loved that interplay between Brick and everybody else. And the other thing about that piece that you just talked about, they talked about some of the original concepts in the very beginning of the ideation of this Anchorman story was that all of the anchors were on a plane going to a convention, and they crashed in the mountains. And
a lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And they clipped another plane that was full of orangutans. And what was it? Do you remember, Rico? Orangutans?
I don't remember that part.
Oh, Japanese throwing stars. And so all the anchors were being picked off one at a time by orangutans with throwing stars.
Oh my
in
God.
the Andes Mountains.
And that didn't test well.
Right.
See, this is why we need to be part of the testing audiences.
I want to see that movie.
Best movie we've never seen.
That should have been the sequel they made.
Oh my God. That sounds so awesome.
Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, insane. Well, yes, Will Ferrell's constantly doing good work, of course. So that was a little tidbit. We're going to want to talk about new movies that are going to be released. But before we do, one movie that came out that was a big one. It's kind of like it's a sequel, but also a reboot. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Did you watch this on Netflix? What do you think of Beverly Hills Cop?
I like the headline I saw that somebody said, not the worst Beverly Hills Cop movie, right? Which sort of sums it up, right? It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's not 3. It's not 1. It's sort of like 2, right? I liked it. I thought it was fun.
That should have been on the poster. It's sort of like 2.
Yeah, best we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting that one of the biggest releases, except for whatever the Disney Pixar movie was, but I mean, one of the biggest releases of that holiday weekend was a streaming title. That's just bizarre.
Yeah.
But I thought, it's funny. Eddie never ages. Everybody else in that movie looks terrible.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Bronson Pinchot or whatever, how you ever say his last name. Pinchot. He looked terrible.
Yeah.
Taggart looks awful. They all just look old. It was depressing.
Judge Reinhardt. I saw a story recently that Eddie Murphy and Judge Reinhardt actually hang out and go like quail shooting, hunting all the time and stuff. And have been for years. So they're like 2 BFFs. So this was something that he enjoyed the paycheck on. But yeah, looks super old, and you're like, not everyone ages like Herb Stratord. You know what I'm saying? Or Voldemort.
It's that deal with Satan. Yeah.
Finally admits it.
Yeah. It's 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think there's a little bit of haters, but I mean, I like the fact that Eddie's open to revisiting characters. Right?
Yeah.
Now he's going to do a 5th Shrek movie. He's going to be Donkey. I hear there's a spin-off Donkey movie, which I think is a bad idea.
Yeah, terrible.
But I like the idea that he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take your paycheck, and people want maybe whatever. I mean, just your expectations are a lot lower.
He did spend several years basically not doing anything, kind of forced retirement, and now his stock is hot again to a certain extent. People respect the legacy. But they're like, could he be funny today? And it was the Dolomite movie that was like, well, yeah, with the right people, he could be hilarious.
Yeah, totally.
But, revisiting all the things he was good at in the past, I don't think is necessarily the answer. And that's what he's done since Dolomite.
Yeah.
So someone's got to slap his agent or his manager, right?
It's about they're just waving big checks in front of him. I just think, but let's avoid Pluto Nash. Let's avoid some other Yeah, Norbit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's things you should avoid.
When you're Eddie Murphy and you've already made tons of money, I mean, how gritty can you get?
He's got a lot of kids.
Yeah, you're right. He does got a lot of kids.
kids.
Got a lot of kids.
He's got to go the Liam Neeson route. Just take every action movie they give him.
Yeah.
Some random genre twist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any big paycheck. That
but,
makes sense.
Liam Neeson in the Airplane reboot has got me very excited.
That's true.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm curious.
Because, I don't know who could replace Leslie Nielsen, but Liam Neeson can do it.
Do you think casting, I mean, first off, there is some physical similarities there, especially as Liam Neeson ages, but, there is name similarities in a way, so you think the casting was just based off just like reading and be like, who in Hollywood? Can
Who's super
Leslie
serious?
Nielsen, Liam Neeson, same difference. Let's go.
Who else is an L? Let's look at the L list.
Yeah.
It's true.
There is some.
It wouldn't be Leonardo DiCaprio. I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, before we continue to let you know what is coming to Apple TV, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, because if we don't make Herb cringe and feel uncomfortable with Would You Rathers, then we're not doing our job. So we got some Mari inspired Would You Rathers to run by, plus some more exclusive movie reviews that you can only get on the podcast broadcast. But we have more coming up after Rage Against the Machine and Rock 1 2.1. So you got your choice. Keep it right here or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan.
I would like to do some improvisational comedy.
Yeah.
The scene he did from what was that from again? The Extras.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Extras.
Want to do comedy.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Mari's in the studio. Film critic Herb Stratord joining us. Good morning, Herb.
Good morning.
All right, let's get awkward with some Would You Rathers. Now, we do this on Wednesdays, but we always like putting you under the spotlight, the hot gun, whatever. There's a saying for
The
it.
hot gun,
Hot gun.
seat,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right,
It's
Mari,
hot.
here's the deal. Mari's going to give us a hypothetical. We got to answer one or the other, and why? There's no escaping it. So let's get right into it. What's your first Would You Rather here, Mari?
All right. Would you rather have a Q-tip in your ear and accidentally smack the side of your head into a wall,
Okay.
or be tweezing your nose and fall face first onto a table?
Oh,
Okay.
what the hell? Why would you do this?
Yeah,
I've been
we'll
walking
start
around
off.
with Q-tips a lot.
We're going to start off with Herb on this.
I think I'm going to say the nose, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't know. I want to hear I want to have my hearing. I don't know, my smell.
free
I don't know,
lobotomy.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So you want your hearing. Yeah. So, I mean, the nose, I think you're going to die, dude. You know, if it
Either
goes,
way, it's not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one way or the other, it's going to hit your brain. You know, what do you think here, Rico?
This is the first time I've been this perplexed about that choice, because I hate the thought of your eardrum bursting from a Q-tip, but I also don't like the
Yeah, I know. And of
This is
course,
hard.
every audiologist, and we know one actually, will tell you never to clean out your ears with Q-tips. But at the same time, I'm like, do you see what's inside my ear when I don't do that? I went a good 2 months after Dr. Jen Blanco told me not to do it. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll believe you. And then it was toxic. When I finally got the Q-tip in there and was able to clean it out, it was so bright orange. It was rewarding. I felt good to clean it out finally, but I'm like, this is disgusting, and I should keep this in here? Like the Wax Tavern?
It's healthy.
Yeah, no, screw health, dude. I need this clean.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as the wax guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen
So,
his ears?
but yeah, I would go
I-
with the tweezers in the nose. whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I know.
I can't decide.
Well, it's because I have nose hairs. Well, we'll get back to you. Dude.
Okay.
We don't have 20 minutes on this.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's not going to solve world peace or create world peace. All right. What's your next Would You Rather?
Okay, I've been saving this for you.
Uh-oh.
And it came from Fear Factor.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
you
so it's like actually happened. Would you rather eat 13 inches of cow rectum or a blended rat?
Oh, that's a long pause.
I'm gonna go with a rat.
Wow.
The
Really?
blended rat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a blended rat. No rectum, thank you.
Yeah, wrecked him. Down there, killed him. So I watch like shows like The Challenge. We watch The Challenge. So
Yeah.
so I'm surprised. I'm actually not surprised by the answer. I think that is the right answer. To go for the blended rat. Now these are both gross.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why,
okay.
Rico.
Oh wow.
Because if you were thinking the intestine,
I was.
first off, you know what the intestines house, right?
Poo.
Yeah, right. So
Cow poo.
yeah. So it's all over the place, and that's not good. It's gonna be a little more rubbery, more difficult, and longer to digest and chew. The reason why you want to go for the liquid is at least you could chug it, and this is something that challengers know. I took a page out of Johnny Banana's playbook. Yeah.
Plug your
Plug your
nose.
nose,
and
chug.
chug.
Yeah,
Yep,
basically do what Herb's wife does
Wow.
on anniversaries.
God.
Jesus.
I know. Don't leave, Herb. Don't leave. Come back.
Give him that chocolate back.
I told you making a couple. Yeah. All right. Let's do another quick Would You Rather here.
Okay, this is more PG, but would you rather have eyes that can film everything or ears that can record everything?
Oh, eyes for sure.
Well, yeah, you watch movies and
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah, you want to film everything, but it's all silent movies like the movies you grew up on.
Oh!
No, No, don't leave, Herb. Don't leave us. It was right there. I don't know. I was like, I had to.
Yeah.
What do you
I'm gonna make a compilation of just Herb's reactions to you insulting him over time. Like, yeah,
that was a good one.
deceiving.
Schmonty would be proud of that one, dude. Which one would you be able to record all the audio that you hear or everything that you see?
Everything you see.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, proof. I mean, yeah.
Proof.
If
You need
anything
proof?
happens, like imagine having like a constant dash cam in your head at all times in case any fraudulent activity happens. Audio could be very easily tweaked, I feel like, more than visual.
Fair enough.
So.
All right. Yeah. Well, excellent. I would go with hearing and, and then I would make the ultimate mixtapes. Track 3, your mom telling your daddy she never loved him.
You're gonna have a hard time getting that out of your wax, unfortunately.
That's true. Good callback. All right, there's your Would You Rathers. Coming up next, Herb Stratord's going to let us know the movies he's most excited for seeing this weekend with his review right after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Cow rectum.
Cow rectum.
Is
Damn,
it
I
cooked?
can't believe
You
they
said
did
it's
that.
raw though, right?
Yeah, 13
Aw.
inches, and some guy ate 12 and just missed the $500,000. The other person ate 13 and got $50,000. Not even $500,000.
And they blended rats?
All right, we
They
got to
actually
get in.
blended
We're banging this out. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back. Beef Vegan Presents. Special treat this Friday morning. We got Herb Stratord, film critic to the stars, joining us here. Yesterday, he gave us a couple things that were coming to theaters, but he saved the best for last. There's a movie coming out starring Nick Cage.
Yeah.
All right, so Mari, you already know about this, huh?
No, I actually don't. I'm really excited.
I did.
That's a good thing about Nicolas Cage is he'll drop movies like 4 or 5 a year.
Yeah, I think he's been averaging. Yeah, he's one of the busiest guys. I think it's because he's paying off all this IRS debt.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
Still.
that helps.
Yeah. Well, he had like 3 castles, and he,
pyramid.
T-Rex skull.
Yeah, he owned a copy of Superman #1.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's got a kid that's really messed up. I think his kid's
Super
named
messed
like
up.
Jor-El or whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really sad.
He's a hot mess.
Anyway, this movie is called Long Legs, and it's from A24, which of course does such a great job with all their films.
Love it.
And basically, the big comparison right now is honestly to Silence of the Lambs, because you have an FBI agent trying to find a serial killer.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry to scare you, but it's a very terrifying movie. Continue.
So basically, the woman, Micah Moore, she is an FBI agent, and she is trying to track this serial killer called Longlegs, who's been killing for years. And so it's interesting. There's a thing that they did. A24 did a really great promo thing this week. They released a clip of Micah Moore. She had a microphone on her chest, right, recording her heartbeat. The very first time they filmed her going into a room and seeing Nicolas Cage, and her heartbeat literally tripled.
That's the same thing that would happen with Mari.
He's gonna say, yeah.
So
Excited.
effing scary that she just, I mean, it's amazing her heart doesn't burst. It's so terrifying.
Really?
So yeah, and they're not showing him. So apparently
Okay.
it's pretty freaky.
Oh.
So, and the idea that a horror movie is being released in July says a lot,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
so people are saying this is one of his top creepy characters ever, and that's a long list.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
Nicolas
so-
Cage it pretty much is like the king of creep.
He is.
So whatever he looks like in this film, it's got to be amazing, right? Because
Yeah, I tried to get an early look at this, and they totally ignored me. They're like, we're
Wow.
not showing you anything. Go see it. And I could have gone to Phoenix, but
Yeah.
4 hours in a car for a movie. I'm not, that's
yeah, we understand your
Nick.
complaints on this, but
Yeah.
but it's Nick Cage,
yeah.
and terrifying. So a horror movie in July it usually means a good thing. So
Yes,
if it's not
absolutely.
coming around in October, then it's not necessarily a cash grab. They're saying this is going to be good enough to maybe even have 2 runs,
Yeah.
the initial theatrical run and then one in October.
Yeah, and this is 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I
Wow.
mean, it had 1 or 2 sort of festival sneaks, but a lot of people haven't seen this. The buzz has been absolutely through the roof.
What's
I
been
can't
some of the
wait.
things that people have been saying?
Just that it's just not only that it's one of his best performances, but it's like one of the best serial killer movies ever. And we had a lot of those, right?
Yeah,
So,
dude.
it's not like this is an underutilized genre. So yeah, it's like, I mean, I just think there's 2 Nick Cages. There's the okay Nick Cage, right? Like American whatever that was, Treasure, whatever that
National
whatever that-
Treasure.
National Treasure.
Uh-huh.
Fine, right? I mean, it's a
He just
Disney
commits
movie, it's
felonies.
fine,
Yeah.
whatever. And then there's like Mandy, or there's
Mhm.
other Nick Cage movies where you're just like, holy crap, what did
Yeah.
I just see? this is in that camp, I believe.
Wow.
Excellent. Well, Long Legs hitting theaters today, so you
Yes.
can go out and see it. Nick Cage being freakier or more creepy than usual. We're gonna hit the reset. Be back with more Beef Vegan Presents after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah,
I
you
need
are.
to see that. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
Let's all go. Let's make a group.
Okay.
Let's do it.
7-Eleven, and we're live on the air.
What if it's just Nick Cage with
Rock 102.1 KFMA. What were you saying, Rico?
No, I'm just trying to imagine Nicolas Cage like creepier. Like how they're gonna do him in the movie.
Oh,
Well,
If he
I
has
know.
a Con Air hair, that's all I want.
It is Con Air hair.
Okay,
so,
good.
I mean, it's that. Plus, I think they do something to his face, and I just don't know what it is because they're not showing it. So clearly, they want a reveal. You know what I mean? That's good.
You know what they
That's
did the
exciting.
same thing with recently? With Robert Eggers' trailer for Nosferatu.
Yes.
They're not showing him either.
Ah.
What if it's Nick Cage? Both of them.
surprise.
No, I think isn't it?
guy that played it?
It's Willem Dafoe, isn't it?
No,
Or
it's he's
Oh,
reversing his role from
that's right.
the vampire movie.
That's right.
So he's not the protagonist.
He's a
the-
protagonist,
Yeah,
not
he's
the
a protagonist.
vampire. He was a
Yeah,
vampire in Shadow of a Vampire, but now
Yes.
they're putting him in this one.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Rico is a cinephile too.
Yeah.
It's no secret. I mean, if you follow him on
It's no
social media at Unreal Rico, you can see he makes mini movies all the time.
Yes,
Nicolas Cage has yet to get back to me about being in mine.
That's too bad too, because some of your stuff is weird enough where Nick Cage will be like, "It's genius."
How much money you got? How much money?
Yes. All right. Well, Herb Stratord is in studio to give us a rundown on things that are coming to our theaters and, of course, our streaming services. And we got one for each. Let's talk about The Convert, which is going to be going to theaters here starting tomorrow. What is this?
So The Convert is a period piece set in the 1830s with Guy Pearce, and he plays a preacher who is going to an English colony in New Zealand, and he sort of accidentally gets in the middle of a battle between different Maori tribes. And so, it's really, really good, actually. It's beautifully filmed, and it's just I love these period pieces anyway, but it's fascinating. The Maori, there's some battles between, they don't need gunpowder. I mean, these are just incredible battle fighters. I mean, it's a very interesting sort of slow burn piece. And unlike a lot of these films where the white guy's trying to convert all the natives to Catholicism or something, that's not what's going on. He's just trying to stop them from killing each other.
Right.
So it's really good. I got a kick out of it. It's one of these things that I think sort of flies under the radar. Like a lot of people didn't even know anything about it, and here it is dropping in theaters. 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's definitely some love for it. I think Guy Pearce is an underutilized actor. I don't think he gets a lot of great roles, and I really like him. I think he does good work.
You're right. And he gets underhyped in anything that he stars in. There's something with Guy Pearce, who is a fantastic actor and always has been. It's difficult to find a bad performance from Guy Pearce. And a lot of people still don't even recognize that name. And they don't necessarily make him a marquee actor, and they don't promote any of his projects that he does release when he does get jobs, which is insane. So it makes me feel like he made somebody mad.
Like Ethan Hawke almost. He's like a non-charismatic Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke does it by choice to be super indie and
That's
hipster.
true. That's true.
So he could still have a shot with like Rihanna at a basketball game or something, right? So that's Ethan Hawke's MO. But Guy Pearce, he does blockbusters. He'll take the big check. They're just not giving it to him. And if they do, then they don't care to tell anybody about it.
And I just wonder if maybe that's a conscious choice. Maybe he's like, I don't want to be DiCaprio. You know what I mean? I don't want to have my life ruined by being, in all these huge things. There's some people who are like, I don't want to do, Marvel movies. I don't want to do huge blockbusters. I want to do movies that I'm excited about. And, this is a cool story. So,
So he's a nerd, basically, is what you're saying. Yeah.
With money.
Well, not that much. I mean, he's leaving money on the table.
So yeah, our other movie, actually, I put it as Apple TV because that's the co-financer, but actually it's in theaters for a couple weeks first. And this is Fly Me to the Moon. Yes. And this is a fictitious, just want to be clear, this is not this is not a documentary. It's basically puts forth the idea that NASA was having trouble before the moon launch, and they hire a very slick PR woman, played by Scarlett Johansson, to come in and help sell NASA to the public. She has to work with Channing Tatum, so there you go. You got some eye candy for both sexes.
Yeah.
And then you got Woody Harrelson too as an administrator.
Right.
And everything is going wrong. And of course, it's sort of set like a screwball '60s comedy where it's like, will they, won't they? Right? They're sort
and they
of flirting.
do. Spoiler alert.
Beef.
She sees his rocket.
And then basically they decide, well, they can't guarantee the moon launch is going to be successful, the landing. So they film a fake landing to have in the can.
Yeah.
Just remember again,
it's based on a true story.
The moon landing happened, okay?
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. It seems like a documentary.
Kubrick did not film the moon landing.
Okay, so the premise is basically off of the CIA, secret pamphlet they hand out to all their recruits.
So
just get them caught up.
So all the astronauts are so bland they have to hire actors to pretend to be the astronaut. I mean,
like Buzz Armstrong.
Yeah. So
Armstrong.
That's not Armstrong. I mean, why would I remember his name if he didn't?
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, yeah.
Neil Armstrong. You're combining
them. The super astronaut.
I mean, prove to me that they're two different people. I mean, I'm not convinced yet.
They're both CGI.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's in this. It's a star-studded cast. So it looks super fun.
Yeah, so 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, a little bit lower than we'd think. But I mean, with all that eye candy in there, I mean, and I love a period piece, 60s, 1830s, whatever have you. So yeah.
Based on true events, and but not necessarily a true story.
Yes.
Much like the moon landing.
Yeah.
Right.
So check it out.
What was the deal with the movement? Why was it moving? There's no air up there. Why? I have questions.
There's questions. Everyone has questions.
Herb.
No, but Herb is right. We landed on the moon, right?
Absolutely.
Then we lost the plans on how to do that again. Right. And NASA has announced that we are working on figuring out how to land on the moon again.
Yeah, how come
along with the rest of the world, like China and stuff. They're a little behind.
Yeah.
And they say within the next 10 years, 60 years after we landed on the moon, we'll figure out how to do it again.
Yeah,
just seems plausible.
Right.
Seems real to me.
You would think. I guess we'll have to watch this movie to find out.
Yeah. So go ahead and get mad at that. But I mean, until you can answer why there isn't a McDonald's or a Starbucks on the moon right now, after being colonizing it 60 years ago, then I don't know. I think the argument for seeing this movie and thinking that there's a little bit of truth behind it might be there.
But I will say the other thing that's exciting this week is there's been some really great trailers that have dropped. So we had Gladiator 2, right, which was just off the hook. There's also a show on Peacock called Those About to Die, which is set in the gladiatorial arena. If you have not seen the trailer for this, it looks amazing.
Gladiators are in now.
Gladiators are in. I'm very depressed about this Time Bandits reboot with Lisa Kudrow.
Yes. Well, we'll talk about that on the podcast broadcast. Wrap things up with your beef tip after these words. Join us, youtube.com/beefvegan.
Can you name this one on YouTube? Like Herb thinks the moon landing is a hoax. Get a bunch of clickbait.
Speaking of the Gladiator 2,
I haven't watched it. Have you watched it?
Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2?
No, the trailer. I haven't seen it yet.
No, we'll look at it right now.
I'm scared.
The Paul Mescal hopes that Glick becomes the next Barbenheimer. So they're hoping that when Gladiator 2 and Wicked open the same day in November, that people see both movies. What do you think?
It's not going to happen because it's just not the same thing. I mean, Barbie and Wicked are not the same thing. No. I'm sorry, they're just
stop trying to make it that.
So yeah, that's just marketing talking in his ear. So yeah, ignore that comment. Pull the trailer up. This thing is sick.
All right, I'm pulling it up.
I'm hyped now. I thought you were going to be like,
I was on the fence.
Okay.
Until I saw the trailer, and then I'm like, oh yeah.
I never forgot it. That a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Where were you born?
I don't know. I never knew a mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
You are
Denzel.
Equalizer.
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum.
That looks dope.
Yep.
Power.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects, she must feed them.
They can eat war.
The arena turns slaves into gladiators, the gladiators into free men.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage. That rage is your gift.
This is about survival! Survive! Hold together, and when it charges, break for the wall.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much.
Oh,
The general will do.
Rome must fall. I need only give it a push.
We'll make it out alive. All right. Tears on the mausoleum floor.
Oh, why?
Blood stains the Colosseum floor.
are you blue chewed up right now? Just by seeing this, or
No,
what?
I just don't like the rap music in a trailer for Gladiator 2.
There's been a lot of
Took me out of it.
controversy about that right now.
Really?
That's
Yes,
the one.
it
That's
takes
the
it
one
out.
beef that people have been having. Pardon the pun. That doesn't fit. But I visually, I'm all over this.
Oh, amazing.
If they bring back Lisa Gerrard and Hans Zimmer for the soundtrack, I will be all aboard.
All right.
Like for the actual soundtrack.
And
But it's a trailer. I get it.
Pedro
It's a trailer.
Pascal, I think, might be
Pedro.
going by Paul now.
No, Pedro Pascal's in it, but you're also right about the other actor, I think. The main guy.
Okay.
Paul.
They both have
Paul Mescal.
Oh,
they both
Paul
have tequila
Mescal,
nicknames.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got Mescal
Anthony.
and Pedro Tequila.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing about this. So originally, the sequel, they were talking about, the idea was that it would still have Russell Crowe, who's not in shape to do this movie anymore.
Yeah.
And he had gone up to the gods, and the gods basically say, our biggest threat is Jesus Christ, and you have to stop Jesus Christ. And it's like, what?
Wow.
And that's why I was like, no. And then this happened. And Ridley Scott, what is he, 81 or something? And he's directed. I mean, I know Eastwood's 94 and he just directed a movie, but I mean, the idea that he can recapture this magic, maybe, I'm there. It looks amazing. I love the sea battles in the Coliseum. The rhinos, come on.
Yeah. Well, Lindsay didn't like the CGI rhinos. She thought that was horrible CGI.
You
but
haven't even seen a real one.
we just reacted to the trailer for Gladiator 2 on the podcast broadcast, but we're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Unfortunately, on the FM side, that's all the time now we have for the show. But what an all-star panel, right? I'd like to thank Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets, of course, Herb Stratord, film critic extraordinaire, Mari and Rico. Always a pleasure. Tomorrow, Mari and Rico and Herb will be joining us on the show Friday morning in the podcast broadcast. We'll have a bunch of special guests, and I'll do some live reactions to the new Eminem album because I'm just going to break the rules on that. I'm excited about it. I know. That and Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, those are the two I'm super stoked about. But okay, before we leave you though, let me give you a beef tip. If you're a woman and you find it hard to achieve the big O, smoke some weed.
Really?
Yeah. Women who have problems achieving the big O might find some help with the world of cannabis. New data published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine suggests that women who use cannabis before getting down reported improvements in orgasm frequency, ease, and satisfaction during their partnered sex. So the study is being viewed as substantial for women who have difficulties. So the next time your significant other, lady significant other, said that she didn't finish, toss her a joint and be like, next time we'll go whatever, you know what I mean? Make sure she's stoned when she does it. So
the wheels just totally came off the bed.
Yes, they did. Absolutely.
In real time.
Do you want to listen to Led Zeppelin backwards, baby?
Thank you, Rico, for the save. All right, that's all the time we have for the day. Thank you for listening. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
Soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.